Hey everybody, welcome back here to A Place to Heal. If you've never been here before, my name is Marie. And this is the third time I'm trying to do this video. The first time I lost all power. It was like I was in the middle of the video and the lights went out. I mean, everything just went dark. And then yesterday I tried to record it again and the Amazon guy came to deliver a package and my dog like lost his mind and would not stop losing his mind. So we're going to try again today. All right. So I wanted to talk to you guys about bone density and osteo because I had one of my followers in my private group asked me to do this video, and I thought I would do it for YouTube, and because I realized I've never done a video on bone loss or osteosporosis or, bone density. So we want to start when it comes to bone loss. I know the first thing that you guys are going to go for is calcium. I need calcium. I need to drink more milk. Okay, we need to go back to the beginning, because if you have followed me for any amount of time and you think that bone loss is due to calcium issues or you need to drink more milk, then we need to start back at the beginning. Okay, so whenever a doctor says to you there is a bone loss issue, and there's a good chance you're probably going to hear this at some point in your life. It might be very young, it might be a little bit older. Usually it's after your 40s. And they sit there and they discuss bone loss with you. I don't want you to think calcium. Okay, the first thing that I want you guys to divert your attention to is, my liver. Okay, and diet. So when, because diet is always number one, always number one. So if you're having issues with bone loss or osteosporosis or bone density, the first thing you're going to look at is your diet. If you are consuming foods that are very high in acids, okay, tons of red meat, what else? Beer, wine, dairy products, stuff like that. Food that is very acidic, all right? The body has to use something to buffer that acid, because just like a car battery, that acid burns and it burns your body and it can do some serious damage inside your body. So it has to go in there, and there has to be some sort of buffer to buffer that acid. And the only way to do that is going through calcium. Okay, calcium is a wonderful buffer. So anytime you eat these high acid foods, right, here comes the calcium. It's going to draw it wherever it can draw it from. It can draw it from your body. It can draw it from your bones. It's going to draw it from anywhere, your brain, anywhere that it can draw that calcium. It's going to grab it so that it can use it as a buffer. Okay, there's been tons of studies. I'm not even going to get into it here, but there's been tons of studies where they've had people go out and eat, like, let's say a Burger King hamburger, and then they check their blood, they check their urine, and literally they are dumping calcium for almost an hour and a half. Okay, almost an hour and 30 minutes. It's like an hour and 22 minutes or something that the body is dumping calcium to try to compensate for this acid that came in. Okay, during the king era, King Arthur, all these kings, there's a lot of uric acid going on because these kings were eating all this red meat and drinking all this beer and, having all this. So, there was a lot of uric acid going on. So the only way for anything to buffer that, the main thing that the body uses is calcium. So if you're going to continue eating these foods, you're going to deplete the calcium in your body. You are going to hurt yourself. You are literally doing this to yourself because you're dumping this calcium. Okay, so that's number one of the equation. It's a 3-part. Number 2 is going to be liver. If you have liver issues, okay, if you have Hep C, fatty liver, cirrhosis of the liver, anytime that you have liver issues, 99% of the time, chances are you're going to have bone issues also. because your liver is what transfers that vitamin D. Vitamin D is not a vitamin, it is a hormone. So that the liver has to transform that, also holds on to it. It will hold on to vitamin D for years and years and years. You went out to play when you were 15 years old, it grabbed it, it held onto it, it's still there. But the problem is that it can't convert it because the liver is not working properly. So when it's not working properly, you're not getting that vitamin D. You can, get out in the sun, do everything you can, eat all those mushrooms. It's like the liver's like, I don't know, yeah, no, can't do. So your liver is messed up. It could be congested. It could be stagnant. It could be, it could need detoxifying. All these things, right? So the liver is not working properly. So normally when somebody calls me and says, Marie, my liver enzymes, and I'm like, did you have your D checked? Because chances are your D's in the gutter. Or they sit there and tell me, my vitamin D, my doctor said my vitamin D is really low. And I'm like, oh, did you get your liver enzymes checked? Because this is liver issues, right? So one of the first things that you need to do is if you're going to save your bones, you need to get on a vitamin D protocol. Okay. So a lot of people will sit there, and we learned during COVID, you do not take vitamin D by itself. I was talking to all these surgeons that were sitting there going, oh, we got all these people having heart attacks and strokes. Yeah, because you cannot take vitamin D by itself. I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to get on a good form of vitamin D. And when you go out to pick your vitamin D, okay, I'm not going to put a link for this because there's vitamin D everywhere. You want to make sure that it is a gel form. Either shake the bottle, make sure it's gels, or on the front, it's going to say soft gels. Anytime you pick up a vitamin D bottle, it's going to say bone health because this supplements your bones. Okay. So anytime you take D3, like I said, you want to take it in a gel form. You want to check the back. You want to make sure that it doesn't have a bunch of junk in it, soy, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Just want it to have, vitamin D from whatever their sources of vitamin D and, the gel cap or whatever. You don't want a bunch of junk in there, especially soy oils, vegetable oils, all this junk that they put in there. So you just want a good vitamin D, and you want to make sure that it's 5,000 IUs. Okay. Try not to go any less than that. When you take vitamin D is a Siamese twin. Its Siamese twin is K2. They need to go together. This is not a good brand. I just went out to the store and bought it to show you guys. Okay. So these need to go together. They have to be stuck together. Okay, K2, you also want in a soft gel. You don't want hard capsules. You want it to be a soft gel, and you need it to be 100 mcgs. Okay, same thing. Look on the back. Make sure it doesn't have all that junk in it. Okay. So you want to put these together. These should be taken, and don't cheap out. Don't cheap out and sit there and go, oh, look, I can get the vitamin D3 with the K2 already in it. You don't want that. You want to take them separate. Okay, there's only so much that they can put in one pill. All right, so you want to make sure you're getting the right dose of each. So buy them separately, please. All right. So once you buy them, you want to take them in the afternoon. Okay. So, or in the morning. You can take them in the morning, or you can take them in the afternoon. And the reason that you want to take them separate, one of the reasons you want to take them separate is because if you don't see improvement, let's say after 3 to 6 months, you can actually go up on the dosage on the vitamin D. Okay. And still keep the same dosage on the K2. So let's say you've gone through a whole bottle of this and your doctor says, your bone health still isn't good. Up the dosage on this, okay, on the D, and you can still keep this one. And there you go. Okay, so second half is you have to take a magnesium glycinate, actually. And you want to take this separate from that. Okay, so those you're going to take in the morning or the afternoon, and this you're going to take in the evening before you go to bed. All right, the reason that you absolutely please take this, take 2 pills, it doesn't matter, these are capsules, you want to take 2 before bed, is because this is your translator. Okay, so if you take this alone, you're going to be in trouble. If you take these alone, you're going to be in trouble. So this is going to be like the traffic director, right? So you're going to take that, and this is going to tell that, hey, we need to go to the bones, because if you take those and don't take the magnesium, it's going to go to your arteries. Okay. And this is what we had problems during COVID. We had all these people having heart attacks and having strokes and everything else because all this vitamin D was going to their arteries, and you don't want that. So this is your traffic director. This is what tells those where to go. Okay, so this is very important. Magnesium glycinate is very easy to take. It's very mellow on your system. I can hear all you guys now going, I can't take magnesium because fill in the blank. But this one is very easy on the system. It goes through very easy. It doesn't give you the runs. It doesn't upset your stomach. So this is one of the easiest ones to take, and it's what you want to take with this protocol. Okay, so excuse me. Last but not least is going to be weightlifting. Okay, because everybody's like, well, what's the best form of exercise? I just recently posted on my Instagram story that there was a man, 73 years old. I can't exactly remember how much he was lifting right now, but I know it was well over 400 pounds. And he went in to have a Z scan done, a bone density scan done. And a man, 73 years old, his age should have came in at like 2 to 2.5. This man came in at a 5. That's how dense his bones were. Okay, so it's gotten to a point where I think that if you're on any social media, you've heard these bodybuilders, you've heard these weightlifters, you've heard all these older people sitting there telling you, get to the gym, lift weights, you gotta lift weights, because that is what's gonna save your bones. Not only does lifting weight support, that muscle is going to support your bones. Let me tell you, I teach trampoline classes, and I recently had COVID not too long ago, and I was asked to do a cardio trampoline class, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I agreed. And when I get there, my trampoline is up on a platform, on a 2-foot platform, and I usually don't ever do that, but I like to be on the floor, but I did it anyway. And halfway through the class, I got really dizzy, and I actually fell off the platform and hit the floor. And that whole class was like, I mean, it was like, oh no, she broke something, right? I sat there for a minute, and I'm like, yeah, no pain, no pain. And I got up and I continued the class like nothing. If I wasn't on these protocols, and if I wasn't weightlifting, I guarantee you I would have broken my hip, because I hit my hip so hard. But this is what support, that muscle is going to support those bones. It's going to. It's not only that, but it's also going to stop you from avoiding falls so that you don't fall. It's going to keep your equilibrium, because believe it or not, you know, when you're lifting, you actually got to keep a certain weight. I don't care if it's 2 pounds. You can't sit there and go, you got to be even, right? So that does show you balance and everything else. So you have less chance of falls. You have better balance as you get older. You know, you concentrate better. It keeps your mind more active. It supports all your muscles. It supports your spine. And I know, I can already hear it. There's some of you out there going, no, I had a car accident and my spine, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Sit in a chair. sit in a chair. I know anybody can do this. Anybody, right? And if you're going to go to a gym, okay, make sure that you get somebody that is going to be a decent trainer. If this trainer sits there and tells you that they want you to start overloading every week, in other words, this week you're lifting 5 pounds, next week you're going to lift 10, the week after that you're going to lift 20, the week after that you're going to lift 30, that's the wrong trainer, okay? Because when you get older, all right, that is not the way to go. How many clothes are you going to put on? You can only get to a certain weight. You're going to end up hurting yourself. You're going to end up hurting that muscle. I just had a woman on the gym floor the other day sit there and tell me, she walked up to me, she goes, I want to lift so bad. She says, but I'm afraid I'm going to hurt myself because my son tore out his rotator cuff. I guarantee you her son did not dislocate or tear out his rotator cuff lifting 10 pounds. He did it lifting some crazy heavy weight or doing this, right? Because you're gonna hurt yourself. So to me, I'm gonna have a t-shirt made. It says, slow for the grow. You wanna grow those muscles, you wanna do it nice and slow. You're not going anywhere. And as you age, as you get older, you wanna go slow, okay? You don't wanna be swinging. That's dangerous. So if the guy that's training you, if you do happen to go to a gym and the guy is training you and he's asking you to swing, he's not the right trainer. And if he wants you, like I said, to overload, start adding more and more weight every week or every month, whatever, you don't want that either. Try to find a trainer. It's very hard these days because all these gyms, all they want to hire are these 20-year-olds. And which I don't understand because we're trying to get the older crowds into the gym now, 50s, 60s, 70s. And we need some older trainers in there to teach this older clientele, right? Because there's things they can do that you can do in your 20s they can't do. So you want maybe somebody with an older trainer, maybe call them. How old are your trainers? Or get on YouTube and look at some older trainers that teach mellow lifting. If not, do it at home. You don't have to go past 10 pounds. You don't even have to go up to 10 pounds. 5 pounds is fine. Sit there and, do the exercises. Do them, everything. You can do body weight. I mean, for a long time, we didn't have any weights. It was just body weight. There's tons. Google it. Body weight exercises, right? Low impact weightlifting. I mean, we want to be kind to our bodies as we age, right? We want to enjoy the workout. We don't want to hurt ourselves. And all that swinging and going heavy and beast mode and, we got to kill it is not working for us. Not at this age, okay? So you've already got issues with your bone. You already might have osteoporosis. You might have weak bones. You might have bone density issues. You don't want to add to that. You don't want to snap something. And I see them all the time coming up on my feed. These people that load all this weight on and they'll do something and they'll snap something. It's like, ugh, crazy. Okay, there's no need for that. There's no need for that. All right, so there you go. That is how to deal with bone density and bone issue and osteoporosis. Lift weights, nice, slow, mellow. 2, liver. You got to get on that vitamin D protocol if you want to do that. And 3, get off the acid foods. Okay, Google it, alkaline foods. And don't do the alkaline water. That stuff's a joke. If you haven't figured it out yet, it's just a scam. So yeah, you don't, and if you were to make your body too alkaline, it would actually kill you. So you don't, that's not, So go ahead and implement those 3 things: weightlifting, vitamin D protocol, and remove the acid foods. And I guarantee you within 6 months, you are going to see a different result when you go into your doctor. May not be a lot, but you will see it. Okay, so there you go. It's pretty much that simple. All right, thank you for watching. Thank you for your viewership. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. I hope December is very peaceful and loving and brings you everything you want. And I will see you guys really, really soon. I love you, and please stay happy. I'm going to keep you healthy. Bye-bye.